Yeah, I wanted to talk about tracer convergence. For all those who don't know what tracing convergence is, it's basically imagine that you're out chasing a tornado, but you're out in the middle of nowhere, but then suddenly you come across a traffic jam. There's tons and tons of cars right on the road with you while you're trying to observe a tornado or trying to, but everyone and their mother is there. You know, for some context, like back way back then when I first started get into this hobby, um, there was no this was not a thing. It was not a thing. Like it was like there was like maybe one or two cars out on the road whenever you would chase. Like it was not a common thing. Yeah, chasers would see each other. They would, you know, but it was not like 50 people in the same spot trying to record things. And what also makes that dangerous is that the storms back then were also a little bit more different. They were more visible, they were slower, they were more predictable too. They were more predictable. And so it was just generally safer, but now the storms are more trending towards they're more high precipitation, meaning they produce tons more rain. Um, the the tornadoes are starting to have more unpredictable oscillation, where they would just um, curve into the storm or have other unpredictable movement associated with them, and you get this mix of all these chaser traffic on it, and honestly, it makes me nervous because like I feel like that is just a disaster waiting to happen, and I I hope that doesn't happen, but it just like because as more and more people start chasing these storms, and it's just gonna become more of a problem. And I think this happens more in like Mara events, high end events, where like all these people come out of the woodwork and they all chase at the same time. It's gotten so bad, like I've really reconsidered even chasing because it felt like you can get yourself in a dangerous situation. You can think of like the most optimized like escape routes or know the road somewhere. And I worry about like what if you end up in a bad situation, and but you're in a traffic jam. That's what's going through my head when I think about that. But then I kind of did some research, and then I just find out, there's nothing wrong with chasing like lower end events. Maybe they're slight risk, or like ones that are not even storms or night that are not even hyped. And if you stay in more regions where the storms are a little bit less crazy, like they're more predictable, organized, you get those beautiful storms like you get back in the day. um I don't know if like climate change is like negatively is affecting the weather, where like a lot of these storms are coming more like Dixie Alley storms. And I love tornadoes, but I don't really like tornadoes in Dixie Alley, to be honest. Like there's a big difference between a tornado that's on the Great Plains. It's visible, you can see it, and you can maneuver safely around it, versus a tornado where you can't see it. It's rain wrapped, and the storm might be moving fast, and there's hills and there's trees everywhere, and you can get in such a bad situation with that. You can, and those are I don't like those storm tornadoes. Those are or also and it can happen in the middle of the night. It's like what is even the point of chasing then? So I would just like chase maybe like slight risk. And in the Texas Panhandle and maybe on the west side of Oklahoma and Kansas and maybe eastern Colorado. I think those are going to be the safest like spots to chase and stick there and don't go like into Dixie Alley or any others all these other places because like safety matters a lot. I mean, driving is inherently dangerous, and you don't want like have like these dangerous storms in the mix. You know, like also like these you also get like when with these more messy systems, everything's all gray. Like you sometimes will get like these wedge tornadoes and you can't even see the edges of them. It looks like a certain size, it looks smaller than it really is, and you end up in bad situations where people get caught up in them. Yeah, and I would not want to be in that situation. It's just I know people want to chase and they want to see tornadoes, but you also got to put your safety as a priority. You know, like, is it really worth it? Like, you know, when you go out there and there's like 60 other people, and most of the time tornadoes rain wrapped, you're not gonna see it, and it can like turn unexpectedly if you're positioned in just the wrong way. I just don't. To me, that's not worth it. You know, like I never saw storm chasing as dangerous, but lately I saw that it can be dangerous. Like it's been getting increasingly more dangerous. You know, and just gotta do it smartly. You know, these low risk setups where there's wide open spaces and the storms are not crazy. They can be photogenic and beautiful. You know, like yes, it's not high risk. It's not moderate risk, but I wouldn't go into high risk anyways because those storms it just too is too dangerous, too wild, and I wouldn't put myself in that situation. So that's my thoughts on it. Um, and I'll see you around. Bye.